Greetings, everybody. Come on in, tuck in, get close. Welcome to the State of the Sound Union, once again, hosted by the legendary Andy Sins. Of course, I'm incredibly full of myself and incredibly biased. Today we have got a record review of an EP by a band called Grumpster, and it's called Honeydew. It was released June 5th, 2026 on the very well-known Asian Man Records. They put out some doozies, including Alkaline Trio of my personal favorites. So I want to talk about this EP, Honeydew. Just a heads up, just in interpreting some of the lyrics and stuff, I will touch on some somewhat difficult subjects. So if you've ever been challenged in mental health experience or it's something that you're sensitive to, just a heads up. I'm not an expert and I don't want to go too much down that rabbit hole, but I don't want to upset anybody or trigger anybody either. So just a heads up, I do touch on that briefly in this episode. But yeah, this record, pretty darn cool, man. I think I hit a couple of good ones this past week. Musically it is very cool. Like the guitars, some cool pedal effects. It sounds pretty overdriven, pretty sludgy, pretty distorted at times, which is very cool. My favorite track, Feeling Funny, is like sort of like this doo-woppy, sludgy vibe. Very cool. And every single person I hope every single guest of the State of the Sound Union knows how I feel about a good sticky ass bass sound, right? And certainly Honeydew brings the goo, y'all. But the Feeling Funny song, I get that it's there's an impression of interpreted feelings among two people, and maybe some complications in that. I don't want to overinterpret it, but that's kind of the vibe that I get. Very cool. Now, I have read in different spots that Donnie, the singer, forgive me if I am getting the pronouns incorrect, but they have been known to sing about their mental health experience, specifically some personal challenges, and they've talked about that being cathartic. So there's on the song Trust Me, it's a good song, but they talk about some messages of self-harm, and whether that's coming unfortunately from others or internalizing that from a personal perspective. So I hope that that is exactly what this song is from their perspective, which is gaining catharsis, or being able to talk about those things openly through music to feel better about it. And I would just, as an aside, if you are struggling with that, with concepts of self-harm or that to the most extreme measure, I would just encourage you to talk to somebody, or do what these folks are doing, which is to be open about it, and don't be shy exploring about that, because life can obviously be really difficult, and I think it's important that we are able to touch on these things. As I said, I don't want to get too much into it, but it is a theme on the record. But regardless, I think this is a record that I enjoyed. I found it to be very cool, very much in the vein of some of the albums that I've enjoyed. I've enjoyed coming up myself. So, Honeydew, Grumpster, out on Asian Man Records this past Friday, June the 5th, 2026. I would encourage you to check it out, and actually check out some of the other Grumpster stuff too. They've written some real Great stuff, you know, especially with the addition of their other guitar player. Not that the stuff before that isn't really cool too, but yeah, have a look, guys. Grumpster, Asian Man Records, Honeydew. Thanks for listening, and hopefully we'll see you again on the State of the Sound Union. This record, we are going to go ahead and give another solid 4 out of 5 union votes. Again, I really enjoyed this. So, as I said, guys, thanks for listening, and take care, okay?